Hello, gamers, and welcome to the channel, where today I'm talking about a brand new little thing called Charlie versus the Chocolate Factory. It's a thing. It got announced today, and I figured, what the hell? I'll talk about it, because... So, you're probably asking yourself, unless you heard the news already. What the hell is Charlie versus the Chocolate Factory? Isn't it called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? No, you're wrong. These are two separate things. Charlie versus the Chocolate Factory is a little animated movie, and it's coming to Netflix next year. It stars Kit Connor and Taika Waititi, and he's also the executive producer on this thingum.
What's that guy's name? TT Wapipi or whatever?
What are you And we got a little thing about what the story is. Basically, it's a sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. After the Golden Ticket contest, our boy Willy Wonka, who's played by Taika Waititi, got imprisoned because he turned a child into a blueberry. They don't say if it's Violet Beauregard. I'm assuming it would be, because who the fuck else would it be? But they don't say, so who the fuck knows? Maybe he turned other kids into blueberries. I don't know. I went down a deep, dark rabbit hole for the Willy Wonka review, because I was gonna initially do a bit in it where I'd like talk about like the pop culture impact of Willy Wonka. I talk about like pop culture stuff with Willy Wonka, and I was going to mention blueberry inflation, because I was like, hey, that's a thing, why not talk about it? But then I looked into it more and more, completely of my own volition, and I just realized, I probably shouldn't talk about porn, especially porn that is centered around a 12-year-old girl. I shouldn't be talking about that in a video. That's just bad. So that got cut out. I went on a very long blueberry tangent there. I don't know if I'm gonna keep most of that. I probably won't. So I'll just sum it up with, if you're into blueberry inflation, I guess that's fine. Unless you get horny watching Violet Beauregard specifically, in which case you're a pedophile. So maybe don't jerk off to little girls. That's my advice, pervert. Anyway, now that I just pissed off a bunch of creepy gooners, so Willy Wonka comes back from being in prison, and he comes back to the factory. They don't say if Charlie Bucket's been running it the whole time or not. I feel like that should be a thing that you mention, because that is what happens at the end of the story, but whatever, I guess we're ignoring that. And Willy Wonka, he finds out that the world sucks. Everything's sad and depressing and horrible. He's like, I gotta make the world a better place. So he does that. And then there's this new character named Charlie Paley. He's played by this Kit Connor guy. And he has a group of, quote, rotten friends. They're gonna break into the factory and steal a Wonka bar, because I guess their homes are getting demolished or something, and somehow the Wonka bar is gonna prevent that from happening. But in their mission to get this Wonka bar, they get tortured, maimed, and traumatized, just like the Golden Ticket winners before them. And you're probably asking, Rampaging Elephant, you're the Willy Wonka guy. What do you think about this? Well, I think it's odd. I think it's strange. I've always thought that a more logical sequel to Willy Wonka, or whatever, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka, the Chocolate Factory, whatever the fuck you want to call it, instead of Great Glass Elevator, because even though I haven't read it, I know what it's about. I think it's kind of dumb. I think a better sequel would just be focusing on Charlie Bucket taking over the factory and being mentored by Willy Wonka. And then maybe if you want to throw in some extra drama, you could then put in the legal consequences of the Golden Ticket contest and the tour in there. So then Willy Wonka is like, Charlie, I gotta teach you how to run the factory, but also I'm getting sued a lot. So, we're kind of screwed in the legal department. So I gotta call my whimsical lawyer to get that sorted, and then shenanigans ensue from there. That's what I think would be better, but maybe other people don't. So instead, having Willy Wonka be released from prison after all of that, and then these new kids robbing him, that's the story we should be telling. I don't know. Now, aside from what I think about Charlie versus the Chocolate Factory, you're probably wondering, Rampaging Elephant, are you gonna be reviewing Charlie versus the Chocolate Factory and also Wonka 2 and the Golden Ticket? And my answer is no, I'm not. I'm not reviewing them. I'm not reviewing Willy Wonka stuff anymore. Now that the Willy Wonka review is out, I'm done. I've shifted into Speed Racer mode. For the Speed Racer review, I'm reviewing Speed Racer and Speed Racer. So, the Speed Racer review, March 5th, 2027, baby, look out. Then after that, guess what? I'm reviewing something else. Here's a little tease.
That's Hollywood, right there. Bye.
Do you know what I'm reviewing? Probably not, because I made sure it's as vague as possible. Either way, I think this is a weird little thing. I'll probably watch it, but I won't review it. So, thanks everybody. Sorry for putting you through a long, incoherent rant about blueberry inflation. I promise to never do that again, because I didn't like talking about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed your new favorite video, and yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next Willy Wonka video. Bye.